Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Well, I've got a little bit of a different backdrop here. Actually, for the first few days I've been back here in Costa Rica, I forgot that I picked up a new tripod while I was in the States. Tripod with longer legs, so I'm able to get some different spots and angles that I wasn't able to get before. So I'm just kind of wandering around the property, seeing where I can get some good lighting. And this is decent for right now. Now it's kind of cloudy, so it could change. And it's been windy, so I'm not sure if my tripod's gonna blow over or if it's gonna mess up the sound. But anyhow, I want to talk about detox a little bit today and talk about slowing down the speed, or actually you controlling the speed of your detox. I do videos like this every day, similar, raw vegan lifestyle, plant-based, fitness, yoga a little bit, meditation, a little bit of philosophy sometimes on the weekends. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button now, click on the little bell and check send notifications so you will stay subscribed to the channel. You know, if you watch my channel very much, you notice I don't talk about or focus on the whole detox thing a lot. Just not really my thing. I just kind of am of the natural mode. I just find that detox happens. If we put the right things in our body, if we don't put the wrong things in our body, and we basically get out of the way, our body's pretty good at regulating itself, cleaning itself, and detoxing itself of the bad stuff we've done and throughout our life. But I watch a lot of stuff on detox. I hear people talking on detox, and I know I can be a smart ass talking about it because of just what I see out there. I see stuff out there. And I'm not going to necessarily, as I was getting ready to do this video, I was thinking, you know, I'm not going to necessarily like say it's bad or false information. I'm not even going to necessarily say it's misleading information. I just think there's incomplete information out there that people aren't necessarily getting a complete picture of what's available in this whole detox thing, or what you actually can do on your detox journey. Everything out there seems to be so extreme. It seems to be so black and white, and everybody has, like, you know, this is the way it's done. And I see a lot of misery and suffering, almost like, you know, that's just part of detox. Like, you know, you have to be miserable the whole time you're going through it. I really hope I'm not doing this whole video and I'll find out that this wind like really made the sound bad. But you know, that's all I see. I see people doing detox and they're just like white knuckling it. They're just hanging on barely, like they're, you know, like they're struggling with it, and they're in pain and they're not feeling good. And so many of them like try to go too quick. Dog's about to knock over my tripod. So many of them go extreme so quickly before they're actually ready that they feel bad, they don't have any energy, they feel horrible, they feel nauseated, they got headaches, and it becomes too much for them, and they generally, you know, fall by the wayside and don't do it at all anymore. Or either they go back and forth through this this I'm always trying to detox thing, because they're trying to do extreme detox on themselves. Now, it's not for me to say what is too much, what is extreme, what is this. I'm just giving you some ideas in case maybe this whole detox thing has been too much for you. Maybe you haven't really ever understood the detox thing. Maybe you're constantly trying to detox and you're constantly yo-yoing. You're going from doing, you know, juice feast and fast to doing some program from that extreme to like, and then you just can't hold on anymore, and then you go back to eating some really horrible things and making some really bad choices. There's a whole lot of levels in between there. It doesn't have to be black and white. You don't have to commit to some certain thing and try to do these, like, you see everybody talking about how many days they've been raw vegan, how many days they're on this feast or fast, how many days they've done this. Everybody wants to do some little something that's almost like a little bragging point, so I can post something like, I've done this for X amount of time or days. Well, as I'm always talking about, I think let's just focus on the health of it. Now let's talk about the various stages of detox and the various modes of detox, and like from the most extreme down to more gentle. Okay, now in one way or the other, I'm not promoting any sort of detox fasting or whatever. I'm just kind of giving you some ideas to think about. I don't really I don't fast, I don't do that stuff very much. I try to eat clean pretty much all the time, and I feel phenomenal. But you know, people in the beginning, you are going to go through a certain amount of detox as you transition over from a standard American diet to a more plant-based diet lifestyle. So If we start at the most extreme, we have water fasting, which I did one water fast, just that's neither here nor there. I did a water fast one time while I was locked up, just because. That was an odd one, but I did an 8-day water fast locked up down in Panama. Water fast is like driving balls to the wall. You got your foot on the gas and you got it all the way to the floor. You're just like, that's as rapid as it goes. I would go in and out. I had flu symptoms. I'd get a little hallucinatory, or I would be seeing stuff, hearing stuff, just got real trippy. You know, you'd go through feeling kind of the headachy thing to kind of feeling flu-like symptoms, whatever. Like I say, I've never done one since. Don't know that I'll be called to ever do one, but that's like, you know, the extreme right there. Move on down to a juice feast. You're actually taking in calories, so you're not so it's not as extreme, you know, but not having fiber in there, just doing the juice, it is going straight to your bloodstream, so you are getting a more rapid a detox there. So the juice feasting, I would say, is the next step. And a lot of people, depending on where they are, I don't know. Now the juice feast isn't going to, if you're moderately clean, you can probably handle a juice feast, although I do see so many people freaking out on them. But even so, on any of these things, don't feel like you're locked in once you start doing it, just so you can make some, like in other words, if you said, I'm going to do a 7-day so-and-so, if it's not feeling right after 3 days, don't sacrifice everything and go for that 7 days just because you've decided on some arbitrary number out there. Maybe you do 3 days of a juice feast. It's becoming too much for you, and that's where I'm talking about you controlling the speed, putting on the brakes a little bit. Okay, you're doing a juice feast. You need to slow it down a little bit more, or you need to slow it down a little bit. Start eating throw some whole foods in there. Get some fiber back into you. You know, you can continue making some juices, but eat some whole foods, eat some whole fruits, like eat a banana, eat a mango. Still too much, or just eating nothing but fruit, or eating juicing and eating fruit. If that's still a little too much for you, put some greens in there. The greens will slow the detox a little bit. I'm just kind of trying to go a progression here. You go from water to juice feasting, nothing but juice to eating fruit, eating whole foods, eating fruits and vegetables. Then into adding some of the greens in. The greens will slow, like I noticed because I'm eating mostly fruit right now, the greens will slow it down just a little bit. So that we're talking about all these things here, not slamming on the brakes, but we're just, you know, we're tapping on those brakes and we're slowing it down. And you can figure out where you can handle, but you don't have, like I say, it's not about completing 7 days of this. It's not about completing a mission. It's a marathon. It's about getting to a place of health. And that's going to take a little while, and you're going to have to do some trial and error. So, you know, you can go back and forth on that. Maybe you start out on a juice feast. After 2 or 3 days on a juice feast, you're really feeling you need to slow it down, so you eat some fruit. Maybe you need to slow it down a little bit more, so you put some greens in there. Now, the next step in slowing it down a little bit would be adding a little bit of fat in there, however amount that you think is appropriate. But also, too, on this, don't white knuckle it and hold on to the very, very end, because if you wait till the very end, you'll tend to just like really go in the other direction and eat worse. So use all these tools, like, you know, add the juice, add some whole fruits back in there, add some greens in to slow it down a little bit more. Need to slow it a little bit more, put some chia seeds, put some flax seed in a smoothie. Maybe it's time you even have to eat an avocado. But you don't necessarily have to stop your period of detox, or stop your cleansing, or whatever you want to call it. Sometimes, just like we do on the highway, you put on the brakes a little bit. Things are getting, you know, maybe you see some danger on the highway. The danger in you is you see, okay, well, this is getting a little too much for me. I'm probably going to flip over and go the other way if I don't back it off soon. So you put your foot on the brakes a little bit, you slow down. When you're feeling a little bit better, and when things have cleared up on the highway or in your life, or you feel a little bit stronger again, you don't have to stop or start all over, or say, okay, now I'm going to start over with a 7-day juice feast. You go back to whatever you want to be doing. So it can be, you can go back and forth. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to commit. It's like when you decide you're going to do a 7-day juice fast, or a 14-day juice fast, or a 30-day juice fast. You ain't signing a piece of paper. You're not signing a contract. You're not like pledging this like in pains of death. You know, if you're doing a 30-day and after a week it's like, okay, I need to slow this down a little bit, or I'm not even going to make it anywhere close to 30 days, and I'm probably going to do some things that are going to cause me a lot of guilt and I'm really not going to like. So a week in, who knows, you add some fruit back in there, you add some greens back in there, 2-3 days of this, maybe 4 days of this, you're feeling solid again. You can go back, but you can go back and forth, and you can change that speed just like you can in the car. Just like a car, you don't like get in a car and go one rate of speed for a very long period of time, unless you're on like a super long highway and you can set the cruise control. You're going faster, you're going slower. And sometimes you're just not pressing the gas as much. You're letting off the gas. Sometimes you need to stop, you need to come to a quicker stop, so you put on the brakes. Look at it the same way with detox, and look at it the same way with cleansing our body on this lifestyle. If you think in terms of that, like I say, I'm gonna keep pounding this message. If you think in terms of your health above everything else, instead of, when it comes to weight loss, a number, or when it comes to these feast and fast, like how many days can I do? Can I join the Cool Kids Club? Can I go post in my group that I've been on a juice fast for 14 days and have all the little likes come up and, hey, yay, you're so good, oh, you're so strong, this and that? No, you don't need that validation. You're doing this for your health. You're not doing this for people to, you know, be impressed by what you're doing. So, yeah, treat this detox, treat this whole journey a little bit more, you know, fluid like that. That's where you can go back and forth a little bit instead of all these extreme swings from I'm fasting and detoxing to I'm fully over here pigging out, eating garbage I know I shouldn't eat. Let's slow down that yo-yo effect. Anyhow, hope there was some value to this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Peace.